are about to begin. So again, good morning, everyone. I trust that you're in good spirits today and ready to participate in an engaging session. Let us know how you're feeling in the comments section. So I saw a lot of good mornings. So I hope that everyone is having a good day, but you can also let us know how you're feeling in the comments section. I want to welcome all attendees, new and returning, whether you're from Jamaica, Trinidad, Bahamas, Barbados, Guyana, wherever you are from, you can let us know in the chat by commenting with a copy of your flag. So I'm going to kick it off. Let me see if I can find my flag quickly. Looking for my flag. And while I do that, you can also share a copy of your flag in the chat. Thank you for joining today's webinar. I see some flags coming in. Bahamas, no, Barbados, Bahamas. Yeah, so those are some flags are coming in. Let me drop my Jamaica flag as well, so we can have some Jamaica representation in the chat. Yes, Abby, see you. See Trinidad. Nice, nice, nice. All right, good news. So thanks again for joining today's webinar. The use of ArcGIS technology in natural resource management. So let us get ready to begin. Our keynote presenter today is Mr. Hopeton Ferguson. He's the Vice President of Strategic Solutions at Spatial Innovation. And I am Matthew Webster, Vice President of Corporate Services and today's session moderator. Today, we are hoping for an interactive session, as I shared before, and invite you to raise your hands if you have any questions during the session. And you can also use the Q&A feature or the comment box during the session, and we'll also pick up your questions from there as well. So just to see if you're following, so I see that some of you were following already, dropping your flags already. So to see if you're still following, since we all love GIS, I just want to pause for about a minute just to find out, how are you using GIS in your organization? So we'll pause for a minute just to find out how you're using GIS. Let me know. Let us know in the chat. So, all right. So we see Miss Williams is using it in the forestry unit. Miss Melanie Harris using it in land valuation. Trevor Isaac said that he's not using. So we really hope to make you a believer very soon, Trevor, so that you can also be using the technology. Seen for geological mapping. Lorraine Williams saying quarrying, Shara saying protected areas management, and I'll pick up one more from Natalie Ferguson, water resource investigation. All right, so what I'll say is that from all the responses that we have seen so far, it is safe to say that you are in the right space. Now, Hopeton will share today's agenda and follow right into his presentation.
Right, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you today. Good morning to all the persons who are on this webinar, all the way from Jamaica and USA and Trinidad and Guyana and Barbados and Bahamas and everyone right around the Caribbean and right around the world. So first of all, my name is Hopeton Ferguson, and I am the Vice President for Strategic Solutions at Spatial Innovation. And today we're going to talk about GIS in natural resources management. Now, I hope you forgive me. I will be focusing mainly in the mining sector, but this gives an opportunity. If you're in another sector, then you can type in the chat, what would you like us to focus on in the next webinar of GIS in natural resource management, and then we will prepare that for you. So this is going to be a very interactive session, and I have some prizes and surprises for those who are willing to interact. So based on the number of comments, responses, whatever you type in the chat, and the answers are correct, then you will be qualified to win a prize. I'm not going to tell what that prize is, but we'll have a number of prizes that you can win when you participate. And as I go along, I will ask questions. You respond to the questions in the chat. So at the end of the day, we will look at those who responded most, and they will be up for a prize. So today we're going to talk, and in terms of the agenda, we're going to look at the Esri ArcGIS platform. Then we're going to look at patterns of use. We're going to look at GIS solution for natural resource management. Then we put some focus on the mining industry and look at some common workflows and some success cases. So ArcGIS platform. So the ArcGIS platform, it supports multiple implementation pattern. And if you use GIS, then you will fall in one of these categories. So we have the desktop GIS, the server GIS, and the WebGIS, which is enterprise and ArcGIS online, and the distributed GIS, the system of systems. All right. So for the first person who can tell me what are the 4 patterns of GIS use, then you will be a candidate to get prize and surprises. All right. So ArcGIS actually provides 3 key systems to get you where you're going. So we have the system of record, and that is through data collection, management, and integration. Then we have the system of insight, and this deals with the analytics, modeling, and data exploration. And thirdly, we have the system of engagement, which looks at sharing, disseminating, and collaboration. So those are the 3 systems. And for those who can tell me what those are, you can just list the name in the chat. Then that will qualify you to be a candidate for a prize. So GIS is advancing rapidly with all the new source of data, such as the LiDAR, the drone, the crowdsourcing, 3D, real-time and imagery, floods of data, and the advancement in computing infrastructure, such as mobile, distributed computing, the Internet of Things, machine learning, web services, cloud, a whole new architecture with new innovations such as apps and smart mapping, hub, portal, dynamic image, and processing, which is expanding the power of GIS. So this WebGIS pattern, it is a new and it's a modern GIS architecture, and it's helping you to do your work better. It is integrating teams and individuals, departments, and the entire organization with shared knowledge and collaboration. it is growing exponentially, improving productivity and efficiency. So if you are not there, then I will encourage you to get into the new WebGIS pattern. So in terms of the use of GIS, we'll now look at how you can maximize this through the 9 ArcGIS pattern of use. So all around the world, GIS is utilized predominantly in mapping and visualization, data management, field mobility, monitoring, analytics, design and planning, decision support, constraint engagement, sharing and collaboration. And this is to gain the benefit of GIS. And if you use all patterns, then, which is recommended, then you are well on your way to optimize your organization GIS. So let us look a little bit deeper in each pattern. So for mapping and visualization, this allows you to understand location and relationships with maps and visual representation all over the world. So GIS is used right around the world, and sometimes we use GIS and don't even know it. But GIS is used right around for mapping and visualization. Then we have data management. So driving the mapping and visualization is data. Data management allows you to create, organize, and maintain accurate location and details about your assets and resources. So WebGIS simplifies working all types of data. It brings data together by using web maps and web scenes and web layers. It can access any kind of data such as imagery, maps, real-time data, LiDAR in one command language. So the next one is field mobility, and this allows you to plan, schedule your workforce, navigate and execute plans in the field on a dynamic and real-time basis. So in the world of field GIS, we're taking GIS beyond the office. Many of you already use Collector and Survey 123 and Navigator to find your way around in workforce. So we are taking maps to the field and being able to do markups in a connected and disconnected environment, and then shoot them back to the enterprise system at your office. This is all about connecting the field workers back with the core enterprise organization. So the next one is monitoring. So we are all allowed to track, manage, monitor our assets and resources on a real-time GIS monitoring basis using the operation dashboard. And this is a tool that empowers you to work towards your goals by monitoring your key performance indicator. Let us look at analytics. Analytics allows you to discover and predict trends and patterns to improve outcomes. So in the area of spatial analysis, we have had a lot of new progress in web-based analytics, new tools for spatial statistics like being able to do vector analytics in space-time cube, the integration with science through the R integration and the ArcGIS API for Python, very powerful tools to connect us to the other communities. Let us look at improved processing. Here, we're using the parallel processing capability of the new GPU technology to parallelize computation like on a desktop for raster analytics. So this improves the speed. And what about model as a service? So if I make a cool model builder model, I can effectively right-click it, send it over to my enterprise server, and it immediately comes alive with a service that other people can use. This is going to change how we share our tradecraft in the spatial analysis or spatial analysis world. What about analytics, real-time analytics? What about real-time analytics? All right, I see the chat is blowing up. Continue blow up the chat if you want your prize. All right. So what about real-time analytics? So real-time analytics support real-time GIS application in event management, vehicle tracking, asset monitoring, and environmental monitoring. So closely associated with big data is real-time analytics, reading in high-velocity data streams, and supporting the notion of monitoring and alerting. So this is a commonplace now in many organizations. They have become real-time using the GeoEvent server. They can bring data live in their situation rooms. They can manage events. They can track their vehicles. They can do all sorts of asset monitoring on a real-time basis. So the question is, how is your organization, or how are you using any of these patterns of use? So we're going to look next at the design and planning. So the WebGIS pattern is changing how designers think and do their work. It's integrating science into the design process. People now can get data off the web as services, do interactive designs, look at scenarios, analyze them, evaluate the consequences of them, and then share and disseminate the results. Isn't that wonderful? If that is wonderful to you, just type, oh yes. What about decision support? Now you see that man's hand as, controlling everything. So after you have done your mapping and data collection from the field, and your monitoring and analysis, and your design and planning, and GIS provides that executive support in decision making. So it presents all associated and related information, which allows you to gain situation awareness and enable information-driven decision making. The Internet of Things is a world vision of interconnected devices, as you see there. Buildings and vehicles and other applications. These things all communicate with each other wirelessly, carrying out independent actions without the need for any human interaction or intervention. With 1 trillion sensors all around the world embedded in the environment, they're all connected by computing systems, software, and services. It will be possible to hear the heartbeat of the earth. And this is according to Peter Hartwell. Let us look at engagement, constrained engagement. So citizens' engagement through portal, open data portal, open access portal are all fairly new concept to most persons. But increasingly, this is coming alive to be more than just open data. It's map where people are being requested to give input back, like in the UK citizens reporting of events of the 311 dashboard. WebGIS is beginning to enable community engagement. It's organizing and managing all the little community interactions, the work in the city of Los Angeles with something called a GIS Hub. And most of us know about the GIS Hub. It's making this very clear to us that citizens want more information about their city, and leaders, the managers, the mayors, they all want to hear from the citizens, and they want more input. Don't you want more information about the city or the community that you're living in? Then the GIS Hub will help you with that. So Ezra has been working very hard on the technology and around policy initiatives where you can stand up with GIS, a set of policy initiatives that communicate with citizens and get their feedback, can do crowdsourcing engagement. So GIS has only just begun. So let us look at sharing and collaboration. So in terms of the WebGIS, it's also connecting everybody, the sort of system of engagement with identity. People connecting with their organizations, and with their community in a real-time basis. This is supporting not just quick communication, but also new forms of collaboration using mapping as a way to engage and talk with each other to carry on conversation. So let us know, before we go into the next slide, which is looking at the GIS solution, just encouraging everyone to type in the chat. Tell me what pattern of use you are at now, personally or at the organization level. So you have seen the 9 patterns of use. Where you are as a in terms of the pattern of use will determine how advanced your GIS is. If you're using the 9 patterns, it means that you're optimally using your GIS and you're reaping the benefit from that, and you will see great return on your investment. So now let us take a look at some GIS solutions. So GIS now is capable. It is now providing the means to do your work better. And that's clearly where the focus is. And also for you to apply the full power of the science of where, everywhere, anywhere inside your organization and beyond. So Esri has carved out your solution just for you to apply to your area of interest. Some of these are in terms of industry focus applications and capabilities. These are largely organized around the industrial, like local and state government, or utility or emergency management. These are apps and solutions which are open source. You can just download them and they simplify and accelerate making your system come alive. There have been more than 500,000 of these downloads, the different application, and millions of deployment of these applications. All right, so just to respond to a comment in the chat, how are you going to know if you win a prize? All you have to do is participate, and we will tell you at the end. We'll do a tally as to the number of comments and questions answered correctly, and based on that, then from that tally, then we'll have a winner. Now, we might pitch in a few more winners, but let us see who will be the winner for today. It may not be announced today, but we will definitely get in touch with you. We'll need some time to go through, do the tally, and make sure that the right person will get the prize, and you will love the prize. If you're a GIS lover, then you will love your prize, okay? Right, so moving on. Let us look at GIS in natural resource management, and this is what we're here about. So in the world of natural resources, your work is improving agriculture. It's looking at finding petroleum exploration sites, and in forestry, more sustainable forest practices. The one at the top, the upper left, where the Woodside Energy Company offshore in Western Australia use IBM Watson deep learning machine to connect with GIS to understand and predict better their core drillings. The one on the lower right, which is looking at space-time modeling, it's looking at little disease that's wiping out citrus in Florida. Is not looking good, but not very good, because it's a disease that it's wiping out plants. So GIS in natural resource management, digital transformation, or it's transforming the natural resource management and promoting greater sustainability. Now, in terms of creating a central data repository, it provides a complete spatial platform, one that enables everyone in the organization to find and share and analyze information when they need to. So GIS in natural resources also access a world of content by accessing the foremost collection of global spatial information, including imagery and topographic landscape and geology and demography and different data layers. It's also streamlining daily workflow by transforming your daily operation by streaming mobile and sensor data to workflow-oriented dashboard for real-time operation visualization. It also gain competitive insight, and by using advanced spatial analytics to uncover trends, improve understanding, and inform decision making. So let us look at agriculture. So ArcGIS intelligently managing agriculture. And this is by analyzing all the field data in one central system. You can collect, maintain, analyze, and share your agriculture data with ArcGIS and make better in-season decisions. It integrates the Earth observation, imagery, field data, and real-time data, streaming to improve efficiency, profitability, and sustainability. It's reimagining how to support the rapidly growing need for sustainable production to feed the world's population. So GIS is doing wonders in the field of agriculture. Let us look at forestry. So forestry innovation is now, it's not business as usual. So you can gain operational efficiency in forest management by modernizing forest mapping and data collection. Forestry organizations of all sizes and types are embracing digital innovation, mapping and GIS for greater success. Foresters are incorporating technological advances and modernizing forest management practices to improve how they collect, analyze, and use authoritative information for data-driven decision-making. So today, more forestry organizations than ever before are leveraging the power of ArcGIS to deliver real-time operational intelligence and improve forest health with the help of innovative mapping. What about petroleum? So we are supporting the entire energy value chain with GIS. So location data and analytics actually underpin every element of the energy industry, from the finding and developing resources to refining and transporting products to support sale and marketing efforts. Understanding and integrating location intelligence across your enterprise system with GIS enables staff to gain more insights, drive intelligent operation, and deliver a safer and more sustainable business. What about renewable energy? So to produce cleaner and smarter energy, we look to renewable natural energy. The relationship between these resources and the energy they can produce, are inherently geographic. Use spatial analysis to improve energy production, transmission, and deliver and change the way we view natural resources. So at this point, we're going to dive a bit into mining. So GIS in mining provides location intelligence, and this is fundamental across the mining life cycle, from mineral exploration to mine remediation, with minerals and metals being depleted faster than we can replenish. Understanding spatial context and integration with other geoscience technologies is critical in the strategic and environmental sustainable development of these resources, our new resources. So GIS enables location intelligence right across the mining life cycle. We see here from the exploration stage, using satellite imagery and different mapping, soil mapping, rock sampling, drill management and planning and the whole works, all the way to the feasibility assessment and permitting, getting the necessary environmental permits and doing the feasibility study and the surveying and so on, all the way into the operations where we have mining and design, and we can look at the digital twin and all the works. Also, we look at logistics and sales, how you get from one point to the next and how you get it to the customer. All of that, environment, health, and safety compliance is a very important aspect of all of this. And this will be looked at, reclamation and external communication. So this will take days to actually go through as to how GIS can assist in the mining operation. However, in just looking at some of these points where we're going to look at rock sampling, we're going to look at the surveying, we're going to look at mine planning and design and inventory management, and we're just going to quickly look on some of these capabilities. So in terms of the common workflow in exploration, there are some challenges. Challenges such as finding ore bodies and spatial extent, and there's a limited knowledge of that. The shortened cycle between, the challenge of shortening the cycle between field research and reserve characterization. Challenge such as planning and design efficiently roads and mining pit. And we have the solution. So we use remote sensing with multiple sensor and spatial analysis to detect patterns. We digitize the field workflow for data collection and look at capabilities. We can look at capabilities to read and analyze LiDAR data for terrain characterization. And we are going to touch some of these. So at this point, we're going to go a bit into some demonstration in the exploration workflow. We'll first look at ArcGIS Pro capabilities to analyze LiDAR data. Then we'll look at digitization of field workflow. And after that, we do spatial analysis to estimate ore body. So sit back and enjoy. So the first demonstration is about ArcGIS and how ArcGIS display data in a rainforest all the way in Brazil. Here we have a mining site in the forest, and we need to complete mine development in order to access bauxite from the pits. In order to do this, we need haul roads from the pits to stockpile. However, the forest is very thick. It was a challenge to survey and development of the mine site. The customer has decided to use LiDAR data for data collection. LiDAR is a way of collecting very dense data point clouds like we see here. Each point has a lot of values of absolute elevation above ground or in the ground. It has a high density return. That means that you can know if the points are reaching the tree or canopy or it's reaching the bare ground. This is what we call 3D data set because it has latitude, longitude, and also altitude. The point clouds are dense and they also allow you to filter the vegetation and get your soil information. That is, you can see below the tree. So here we have the perfect tool to manipulate the data. We can classify only the ground points out of more than 10 million points. And we can process this automatically just to get the soil return points that are representing the soil. So this is the first capability. And this is the ability to read in a very easy and powerful way the data set where we can filter only the ground points. We can also produce some very high resolution topographic measurements from this information. And this is an example of how we can see beneath of the trees. We can also derive slope from the data set. We can look at the overall slope or slope above, for example, 30%. We can extract contour lines and create topographic profiles. For example, let us draw a proposed haul road. This is very good for engineering work when planning your haul alignment. This is also a major cost-saving method as it takes minutes instead of months to look at various scenarios and finalize your road alignment. In another project that uses LiDAR data, we see the index of up to 96 LiDAR files and over 600 million data points. This can easily be opened on a laptop as the ArcGIS software handles these large data sets very efficiently. Let us now look at another video of digitization workflow. This is one of Esri's mining customers in Colombia, and they're doing exploration. Here they are creating regular sampling fishnet using the same data that we saw before. Then they push the information to a mobile app. Mobile app can work totally disconnected. The user in the field uses a unique name and complete survey 123 form with drill hole information, and sync it back to the database and return to the office or where they get hotspot. Information is then used to create a drill management dashboard showing the key performance indicators as seen on the screen. And this is just an example of a dashboard. Finally, we will take a look at spatial analysis application in estimating ore bodies. So here we have a copper mine in Colombia. All the blue dots that we see here, they are drill holes or log swells that were excavated to get an understanding on their concentration of copper. So that's the standard method. We have the table here with the latitude, longitude, and elevation, the depth of the hole, and also the ID. And these are related with the other laboratory analysis. Here we are interested in the copper concentration. We can create special interpolation using a very popular technique called kriging, or geostatistical analysis that takes those isolated points and creates continuous surface. And because we have information across many elevation points, it's actually showing a complete core that was moved. You can also visualize the same points in 3D, which makes way more interested to see the copper concentration in a 3D cube. The colors of the cube vary according to the copper concentration. And here we can play with the symbology. So if I want to emphasize only the highest concentration of copper more effectively, only the highest portion of the copper concentration will be displayed. We can also see where the holes were drilled to better visualize and have confidence in the analysis. And then we also can make slice using cross sections, make those interactive slices. So let us make a new section. You can go on this. The final exploration where we show how spatial analysis, also 3D visualization, help us to better estimate the ore body extent. right. Sorry about that. I hope you have learned something from that demonstration. If you have, just put it in the chat. Say yes, I have learned. Just put what you have learned from it. And that will also count as part of your qualification. So at this point, we're going to look at the operation workflow. And there are some challenges here. These challenges are, one second, having a faster, cheap, and reliable way to measure stockpile, common operating view of mining pits that is up to date and easy to access, share relevant information to investor and internal stakeholder. So GIS has a solution for that. You can leverage drones to collect high resolution topographic data. You can integrate many sources of data into a single operating view, and that we call the digital twin. And also we can use dashboard. And dashboard has a capability to have holistic view of the project. Right, so here we're going to have another demonstration, and this demonstration will look at the stockpile measurement using drone, digital twin of mining pit, and also look at dashboard for project portfolio. Sorry. So let us go into the demonstration. Now, let's take a look at a drone demonstration. And here we have a drone survey of a mining area or mining operation in Brazil. The base map that we see here is at a very high resolution that was collected using drone. This base map was made with 465 photos. The drone collects data. Data is sent to the cloud, and in a matter of hours, you can get this result. And of course, it's an imagery, but also it has many elevation. Example, a detailed digital elevation model. With the drone information, we can also generate contours. Put that data to ArcGIS, we can do analysis, develop a new road, or to understand how much material in Brazil. The base map that we see here is at a very high resolution. The base map that we see here is at a very high resolution. Now, let's take a look at a drone demonstration. And here we have a drone survey of a mining area or mining operation in Brazil. The base map that we see here is at a very high resolution that was collected using drone. This base map was made with 465 photos. The drone collects data. Data is sent to the cloud, And in a matter of hours, you can get this result. And of course, it's an imagery, but also it has many elevation products. Example, a detailed digital elevation model. With the drone information, we can also generate contours. We can export that data to AutoCAD. We can do analysis, develop a new road, or to understand how much material we need to review or fill. I think we have a bit of technical challenge there. What's that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry about that. We're going to skip this slide and move ahead as we're having a bit of challenge here. All right, still trying to sort out this technical issue, and we will be connect. Just 1 second, please. So I have to restart it. It's restarted. So I'm not going to show that slide. All right, so let me share back my screen. Share. You can just type in the chat if you are now seeing my screen. All right, good. So because of the issue that we're having with that video, we'll just move on to some success cases. So now we're going to look at how GIS is used successfully in mining in other parts of the world. So here we have Alamos gold mining, and they use GIS heavily, and it is very important for them in terms of having a 24-hour audit after the GIS system with that, as before it took quite a long while and very expensive to do drilling, but since they have used GIS, implemented GIS, now their drilling program has improved, and they can now do 24 auditing after 24 hours of operation. So that is one example. Same Alamos mining. They actually share their drilling workflow with us. Persons in the field use log sheet or paper-based, so they're still using paper-based that the supervisor approve each day. Then these are digitized and pushed to geodatabase, and Python script is used to update ArcGIS Online and their dashboard, as you see on the screen here. So this is their operation dashboard, and this is updated every 12 hours. So they have been using the technology to improve their efficiency and even their cost. So so here they have the workflow from drilling, using the drilling sheet, then converted or digitized into their geodatabase, push into their geodatabase, and then the Python script push it into their ArcGIS Online. Another example, another success case is topographic survey using drone, and here we see the overburden removal, and this is normally contracted out. So contractors will come in and they will do the overburden removal, and they use the old method of truck count, and basically the contractor state how much work is done and how much they should be paid. They use GPS and they do periodic checks and so on, but they recognize that it was not working for them because they were operating not as efficient. So here we have where the overburden stripping is compared, and what you have is discrepancy when the system was implemented with what the contractor actually was using, and they have saved over $120,000 US over 2 projects. So there they saw where they were losing big time as a result of how they were doing things manually. So there was a big change in the way they do business, and this is through using the platform, the ArcGIS platform. Then we also see another success case, and this is Vale. So Vale is a Brazilian multinational corporation, and they are the largest producer of iron ore and nickel in the world. Vale also has bauxite and alumina projects. So they produce quite a number of different minerals. And of course, they are one of the most mature customer, Esri customer. because they use the technology to their benefit. All right, so we are pretty much here. Here it is. Field apps are used by everyone, 100% of the field crew, and it improved the data quality. So they have seen quite a lot of improvement as a result of using GIS. All right, so in summary, we are at the end of our webinar, and I hope you have filled the chats with your comments and with the answers, and we'll definitely get back to those persons who have responded correctly to the questions. But in summary, we want to look at ArcGIS, and it's been a critical tool in digitizing and improving process in the mining industry. GIS is also a tool that supports mapping, data analysis, field data collection, and online applications. GIS provides powerful data model that allows the consumption analysis of LiDAR, proven itself to reduce capital and operating costs, and it's far more efficient way of doing business. Thank you for your participation and for bearing with us through the difficulties. And at this time, you may ask your questions. Your questions may be answered. We just want to keep the conversation going. So I'm asking you just to jot down where you see VP Geospatial at spatialvision.com. Any additional information that you need, please just jot. As a matter of fact, I would love for everyone to just drop me an email. You may have a comment, you may have a line of communication. Just send me an email, and we'll be responding to you. And for the winner of the surprise, then we'll communicate that to you. All right. Thank you very much. And over to Matthew. Matthew.
All right. Thanks, Hopeton. So I'm just going to pull up a summary of some of the comments that have been shared in the chat. I remember one of the questions was trying to find out what patterns of use or what stage of the ArcGIS technology that people were using. So some said data collection, some said decision support, mapping and visualization, data management, field mobility, constituent engagement. So from the comments, we have people at different spectrums of the technology in terms of patterns of use. Additionally, there were Cheyenne, for instance, was sharing, in mining, it's also used to create cadastre and location of different mineral resources, also for volumetric analysis, core design. So, we had comments like that coming through. But one very interesting comment that we got from Latonia Williams was that it was very interesting to see how LiDAR can inform suitability analysis for mining prospects. The challenge is acquiring LiDAR data for small island developing states. So I'm not sure if you can share any insights on that one for me, Hopeton.
Oh, most definitely. So the LiDAR technology is not as new as it was before, because now more and more persons are investing in LiDAR. And this is something that we can definitely talk about. So please drop me email on that one, and then we can respond, we can correspond, we can look at options. There are many different options out there. So before, persons were more focused on using an airplane, Cessna, to take them around and do some LiDAR shoot. Now they're using drones for LiDAR. So there have been improvement in industry, so we can talk more about that. All right.
All right. So she shared her email address with us. That's Latonia via the chat. So I made a note of it so that we can follow up Hopeton. And she also mentioned, it would be great to have presentations on how LiDAR is used in other areas of natural resource management. So we can follow up that conversation.
All right. Love that.
So another pattern, what about the use of SAR? And that's from Gordon Ned, SAR, use of SAR.
And, right. So so there are quite a number of different sources, and it's just a matter of choosing which the ones that benefit you the best. So it's just a matter of looking at what you want, and basically choosing a technology that suits what you want. It may be a couple trial, but people who have been in the business would be able to tell you that yes, there are some things that can work better than others. And of course, it all depends on the different field that you're in, the natural resources, and certain things that you look for. So for example, with LiDAR, I'd say provide quite a number of different benefits. And the utility industry, especially the electric companies use LiDAR a lot. It helps them in terms of identifying their lines and their poles, and just the whole management of their asset out in the field. So it is used widely, but there are different sources, and I would discredit any source, but just to look at which one is best for your requirements.
All right, thanks, Hopeton. I hope that assisted you, Gordon, in terms of responding in terms about the use of SAR. And again, we're encouraging just continuing the conversation with Hopeton at VP Geospatial at spatialvision.com. And I know, well, and again, we're going to follow up with Latonia, and some of you guys who are interested, based on the conversations in the chat, I will ask that Hopeton reaches out to you guys individually as well. To answer who has been most engaging in the comments, I would say it's Cheyenne Gage. That's the name I have here, Cheyenne Gage, as the most responsive individual in the chat.
All right, so congratulations, Cheyenne.
Right, so we'll also reach out to her in terms of the prize that you made mention of earlier. I'm not sure if you have any closing comments at this time, Hopeton, but looking to wrap.
All right, thanks very much, Matthew. And I just want to thank you all. You have been awesome. And please reach out to me. The email address is right there, vpgeospatial@spatialvision.com. What I've shown you is not so far-fetched, but as soon as you decide that you're willing to look at it, to investigate it, then you will find ways to do it. And we can chat, we can talk, and we can see how we can get you up the scale. So you might just be a starter, or you might be an advanced person, but there is always room for improvement. So let us talk.
All right, thanks, Hopeton. Thanks everyone for joining another spatial webinar. Again, we do apologize for the technical issues that we're having showing in that second video. I saw where some of you said it was buffering, but we'll share this upload on our YouTube channel, and also share, once that is uploaded, we'll share that with you all via email as well. So you'll see that once you had registered for the webinar. So thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your week. Safe travels. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.